Gary Chambers is a fascinating individual. He is running for political office and he has a commercial that is going viral. He's smoking the ganja. Here it is.
Every 37 seconds, someone is arrested for possession of marijuana. Since 2010, state and local police have arrested an estimated 7.3 million Americans for violating marijuana laws, over half of all drug arrests. Black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana laws than white people. States waste $3.7 billion enforcing marijuana laws every year. Most of the people police are arresting aren't dealers, but rather people with small amounts of pot. Just like me. I'm Gary Chambers, and I'm running for the US Senate, and I approve this message.
I like Gary, I like that ad. I think it's very effective. It's factually accurate, and it needs to be said. Glad he's running for political office. If he seems familiar to you, there's a reason why, all right? There was a viral video skyrocketed after he was in Baton Rouge and called out a member of the school board named Connie. Here it is.
So I had intended to get up here and talk about how racist Robert E. Lee was, but I'm gonna talk about you, Connie. Sitting over there shopping while we talking about Robert E. Lee. This is a picture of you shopping while we talking about racism and history in this country. Only white members of this board got up while we were up here talking too, because you don't give a damn, and it's clear. But I'm gonna tell you what the slaves, my ancestors, said about Robert E. Lee, since you don't know history, sister. Let me tell you that they said when he got the plantation, after he got off the field where 27,000 people died at Gettysburg, Connie, Robert E. Lee was a brutal slave master. Not only did when he whooped the slaves, he said, lay it on them hard. After he said, lay it on them hard, he said, put brine on them so it'll burn them. That's what Robert E. Lee did. And you set your arrogant self in here and sit on there shopping while the pain and the hurt of the people of this community is on display, because you don't give a damn and you should resign. You should have resigned 2 years ago when you choked a white man in his house. You should have resigned 2 weeks ago when you got on TV and said foolishness. And you should walk out of here and resign and never come back, because you are the example of racism in this community. You are horrible.
Many people, including myself, reached out to Gary during that time and said, brother, we need you to run for political office. And he is doing so now. There's more to the video though, here it is.
Now, when do we as Baton Rouge stop being in 1856? If you want to name the building after somebody, how about PBS Pinchback, the first black governor of the state of Louisiana, when he was governor during Reconstruction? You want another name? Oscar Dunn, who was the lieutenant governor of the state of Louisiana in the 1860s, that gave the right for Darius Landis and Don Collins and Evelyn Ware Jackson and Tremel Howard to get here. You want to name it after somebody from Reconstruction? Name it after the people who fought for abolition of slavery. If you want to name it after somebody, honor the right people, the people who are on the right side of history. But it's your ancestor that the school is named after. So you're holding on to your heritage. But we built this joint for free. And we're done begging you to do what's right.
We need more people like that in politics and less people like the corporate Democrats and corporate Republicans. We need more people that are citizen servants. They are citizens first, they are servants second. It started from an authentic, direct connection to a policy or an issue that was right in front of them in their local community, and they got passionate. They wanted to do something, so they went to their local leaders and they realized their local leaders won't do a damn thing because those local leaders are either there for their own agenda or for the agenda of somebody who's rich. We need more people like Gary. Trae, you like Gary?
Oh my God, I love Gary. I can't even tell you the last time I saw a political ad, campaign ad, even for someone like who I supported, that I cared about at all. Usually even the ones on my side are kind of eye rolly. This is like, I love this as much as I love most Marvel movies. You know, like I got fired up by this, dude. I got so fired up. I got a thing on my Patreon where I review politicians. It's normally reserved for conservatives, so I can just go off on them for 10 minutes, you know. But I saw this yesterday, and I love this so much. I made one covering this guy and talking about how awesome he is, because that's how pumped I was by seeing that campaign ad yesterday. We need a lot more people like Gary. I love how, like, clearly, like you said, it's a very profound argument he's making in the video too, and it is something that needs to be said, and it is based in fact. So it's like, and you watch the video about Robert E. Lee, and you could tell he really knows. He backs it all up by knowing what he's talking about. So it's almost like begging someone to call him like a thug or a dope head or something for sitting there smoking a blunt, so he can just then fire back at him and prove him wrong with actual information and just the passion of having lived it all and all of that. And also something I don't think got said yet, that's another great thing about Gary, is he's 36 years old. He's not ancient. He's not mummified like most of our, candidates for office. And that's also a huge thing. No, I didn't know about this guy until yesterday, but I'm already a massive fan of his.
Well, good. At least I know I got one new supporter for our dear brother.